Imagine being one of the greatest basketball players in history, a six-time NBA champion, a Hall of Famer, and yet constantly overshadowed by another legend. That's the story of Scottie Pippen, the man who stood shoulder to shoulder with Michael Jordan and helped build the Chicago Bulls dynasty of the 1990s. But behind the trophies, highlights, and championships is a story of humble beginnings, relentless determination, and a journey that turned an overlooked kid from Arkansas into one of the most respected names in basketball. Who is he? Where did he come from? And how did his journey begin? Early life and humble beginnings. Scottie Morris Pippen was born on September 25th, 1965 in Hamburg, Arkansas, a small town with fewer than 3,000 residents. He was the youngest of 12 children in his family. Life wasn't easy for the Pippens. They lived modestly, and hardship was a part of everyday life. His father, Preston Pippen, worked at a paper mill until he suffered a stroke that left him unable to walk or work. This tragedy left the family struggling financially, but it also shaped Scottie's character. Growing up, Scottie didn't have the privileges many young athletes enjoyed. He wasn't recruited heavily in high school, nor was he a star at first. Standing just 6 feet 1 inch as a senior, he wasn't the towering athlete that fans would later recognize. But he had one thing that couldn't be measured: determination. Scottie played basketball at Hamburg High School, but he wasn't offered any scholarships to big universities. His dream of playing college basketball seemed impossible until he earned a spot at the University of Central Arkansas. Even then, he wasn't recruited. He worked his way onto the team as a walk-on manager before eventually joining as a player. At first, no one expected much, but then something incredible happened. Scottie grew. By the time he finished college, he had shot up to 6 feet 8 inches. Along with his natural athleticism, ball handling, and defensive instincts, he suddenly had the physical tools of an NBA player. His growth spurt transformed him from a relatively unknown player into a rising star. At Central Arkansas, Pippen averaged over 23 points and 10 rebounds per game in his senior season. Scouts began to notice his unique blend of size, speed, and versatility. He could guard multiple positions, handle the ball, and create plays for teammates. In the NBA, versatility is priceless, and Scottie had it in abundance. In the 1987 NBA draft, Scottie Pippen was selected 5th overall by the Seattle Supersonics. Draft night, he was immediately traded to the Chicago Bulls, a move that would change basketball history forever. At that time, the Bulls were building around their young superstar Michael Jordan. Jordan was already dazzling the league with his scoring ability, but Chicago needed another piece, someone who could defend, facilitate, and take some of the load off Jordan's shoulders. Enter Scottie Pippen.